Finding the best smartphone can be a tiresome process, especially because there are so many options out there. Fortunately, you can narrow down your search if you have certain needs or expectations in mind. So for example, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Apple iPhone 14 Pro are great options if you want a large display. Both flagships are the largest offered by their respective manufacturers, and in today's video, we're here to find out which one is better. While these are both phones with large screens, they have very different designs. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, as its name suggests, offers a foldable display that can adapt to your use case. On the front, you have a 6.2-inch cover display that resembles a traditional phone. Open it up, and you'll get a 7.6-inch that you can use almost like a tablet. The backside looks pretty clean with a triple camera array. It's a gorgeous design, and you'll definitely want to buy a case for it to protect its delicate build from cracks. While it features the improved Gorilla Glass Victus 2 and an aluminum frame, it still could crack if you drop it by accident. Meanwhile, the iPhone 14 Pro Max has the classic matte glass look on the backside, featuring a Pro camera system and a center Apple logo. Obviously, its display doesn't fold. However, the company did retire the notch in favor of the dynamic island cutout, which blends hardware and software elements together. When it comes to the frames separating the glass back and the actual screen, you get polished, straight stainless steel that results in a premium box design. In the display department, both devices offer up to 120 Hz refresh rates, resulting in smoother animations and transitions. Both smartphones also have sharp screens that should cater to your casual watching needs without issues. The notable differences come down to the fold and smart stylus support. It's also worth mentioning that Samsung has upgraded the hinge with this release, allowing you to unfold the device almost completely flat, which might make the difference between you finally going for a foldable phone or not. Similarly, the Samsung Foldable offers S Pen support, while the iPhone 14 Pro Max does not support the Apple Pencil. So if you plan to doodle or take handwritten notes frequently, you may want to consider this. Of course, you could always use a dumb stylus with the iPhone, but it will merely imitate your finger's touch. Let's now examine how these two devices perform. For starters, both phones offer up to 1 TB of built-in storage and no support for microSD cards. So you will have to estimate your storage needs before you make the purchase. Similarly, both devices only offer a single port for charging and data transfer, with Samsung going for USB Type-C and Apple settling for its proprietary Lightning connector. Looking at benchmark results for their respective processors, the Apple A16 Bionic obliterates the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 in pretty much all relevant tests, except for GPU ones. So you get superior energy efficiency and performance on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, while the Galaxy Z Fold 5 will likely perform better when gaming. However, in real-world usage, both devices pack flagship chipsets and can tackle most tasks without issue. I'd focus more here on the operating systems and each company's ecosystem. If you use other Apple products, then it makes more sense to buy an iPhone since it will allow you to easily share files and data between the different machines. Similarly, if you use a Samsung tablet or a Windows PC, then the Galaxy Z Fold 5 may be a wiser pick. Speaking of power efficiency, both devices pack decently sized batteries, with Samsung offering 4400 and Apple going for 4323 mAh battery. It's too early to tell which device lasts longer on a single charge, but iPhones tend to be more energy efficient than Android phones. That's not to mention that the iPhone has only one display. What really matters is how the phones charge. Both phones support fast-wired charging, allowing you to fill 50% of the battery within 30 minutes or so when using a compatible charger. Similarly, both offer wireless charging options, with Apple going for Qi and MagSafe and Samsung sticking to Qi. What I consider to be an even more significant difference, however, is the lack of wireless power share on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Through the Galaxy Z Fold 5, you can wirelessly charge any Qi-compatible device. This is helpful for those who need to quickly charge their earbuds or smartwatch on the go. The feature remains missing on all iPhones released to date. Now talking about the cameras. The rear camera round is hardly another win for Samsung, as you get superior 30x space zoom and more photography modes, including hyperlapse, super slow-mo, one specifically for photographing food, and much more. In general, Samsung has surpassed Apple when it comes to shooting faraway subjects, not to mention that low-light shots could look better on the Galaxy Z Fold 5. On the iPhone, you do get some advanced video modes such as cinematic and action modes, but the number of modes is lacking overall. Additionally, you get very limited optical zooming capabilities with only up 15x digital zoom. Notably though, the iPhone 14 Pro Max will likely produce stabler output if you're in a shaky situation, as Samsung phones tend to struggle when the camera or subject aren't fixed. Nonetheless, thanks to the triple camera systems, both phones produce high-quality output with Apple dominating the video department. These two phones are very different, and in this case, we can't really compare Samsung's to Apple's. If you're seeking a foldable phone, then undoubtedly, the Galaxy Z Fold 5 is the one to grab. As per the spec sheet on paper, it is the overall winner since it includes more advanced tech, such as a foldable display, reverse wireless charging, and proper stylus support. Otherwise, if you're on a budget or want a more durable phone that will retain its value for longer, then the iPhone 14 Pro Max is the one to grab. It's certainly not as innovative as the Samsung device, but it gets the job done excellently and without any issues. Of course, as previously told, you also have to consider the ecosystems. If you're already heavily invested in Apple's, then buying the iPhone will certainly make your life easier. So what are your thoughts on both the devices? Which one do you prefer to pick and why? Share your valuable thoughts below in the comment section. And if you guys enjoyed the video, then a sub to the channel will be massive, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you for the next time. Peace out.